Last weekend first, is that just more of the same where you guys have a clunker one night and even though you lost to Cornell, it sounded like you guys played good?
Oh, I thought we were pretty good on both nights. Just a couple areas that we had some hiccups. Just didn't think that we were playing smart in those situations, and they came back to get us. And we've talked about it. We're trying to clean it up, but I'll say this, and I said it to the team, is I felt better about coming into Monday this week with 0 points than having 3 points the previous week. I thought we played better overall in the two games. So, I think when another coach comes across the ice after a win and says, geez, we were very opportunistic tonight, that just tells me that, you know what, our guys played hard.
You had Vaughn or Schaefer?
I'll leave that out.
Or both.
With 1 weekend left in your regular season, and you're in 8th place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're one of 4 teams, overall that have a winning record. Do you think, league-wise, this team is underachieved? Is that...
I don't know. I guess if you're going by the media poll, and people out there, yeah, I guess so. To us, maybe, I would say in league, yes. Outside of league, absolutely not. Overachieved.
outside of league?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Why is there one, and why does it go that way? I mean, I know you've talked about the league being,
Right.
very competitive, 1 through 12 just about.
Right.
Is it because of that, or is there a reason for it?
I just think it's definitely balance. League's gotten much better this year. Like, teams have made jumps. And it's, I think I answered basically your question with the previous one that you asked. Some teams, I guess if you asked them, would like a better record. And some teams that maybe underperform in the past are overperforming. So to me, that's what makes a league good.
You still have a couple practices left this week, but do you have what's your read on how your guys are going to go into this weekend?
Based on Monday's practice, was really good. Tuesday was off, and stay tuned for Wednesday and Thursday. But if it's based on Monday, I think we're going to go into the weekend ready to go.
Do you look into possible playoff scenarios yet?
I haven't. They sent something out. I think maybe Sunday or Saturday night, or
The league did?
Yeah, the league did. Not even. I hit delete.
It was just a scenario kind of thing?
Yeah.
So you can't forward that to us?
No, I can't. You know what? I deleted it. I don't want to forward it to you. I'm not. Honestly, I just want to worry about Union, and that's what I'm doing.
How important, though, is it to get home ice?
Again, I said this. It'd be nice, and that's what we're shooting for. But if it doesn't happen, I mean, we've been in many scenarios here. That doesn't guarantee you're going to win. So, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, and we're playing the Boston Bruins in the first round, then so be it. It's just the way it goes.
With so much of your season depending now on the tournament, because of the way that it's stacked up to this point, what do you want or need to see out of your guys this weekend, kind of leading into that tournament play?
Playing to our identity. Just want to play fast, hard, and smart. If we can put those 3 together, the process that we have throughout the game will take care of itself. And our staff's not making this out where we've got to build another Rome here. I mean, it's pretty simple, and we're just going to keep it that way.
So when you have lost games this year, it's because one of those 3 things hasn't happened. It hasn't been fast or hard or...
Yeah, it hasn't. And it's that's pretty, when we go over our process and film the games and show the guys, but every team has their hiccups. Just sometimes when we're off, those will go in the back of our net. It seems like outside the league, it was going the other team's net. And there is as I said, we're in playoff hockey. We've been in playoff hockey for about 3 weeks now. No one knows it, but we have been.
Do you think this team is better than its league record indicates?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Is that frustrating to you when you see what you have to show for it?
You know, I guess early in the year, or like January, February, about halfway through February, I just felt like getting frustrated is, I mean, that's the easy thing to do. And the guy's going to feed off that.
They see it on you?
Yeah, they're going to feed off that. So just trying to stay as positive we possibly can. The one thing that I won't put up with is attitude issues or being lazy. And those are things that we just won't put up with.
You said a couple months ago, I think it was, we still haven't figured out this team, and maybe we won't until February, and that's fine. Have you figured out this team yet?
You know, it's,
In that sense?
yeah, we're going through February, we're a little bit closer, but going in the first week of March, I wish I could tell you. But it has been just one of those years. I've never really been a part of a team like this. And every team has their own chemistry, own identity. And this is just a different squad, but they do have a lot of fight in them. They've proved that at times throughout this year. And hopefully I don't want to say hope, but feel this group can come through.
It appears that part of this team's identity is going long stretches with a power play that isn't productive, including right now, which by my count is 0 for the last 14. You guys were 0 for 5 against Colgate, and Jason said on Matt's broadcast afterwards, it's costing us games. What can you do about that at this point?
Just keep at it. Keep at it. Personnel changes, switches from one unit to the other. We certainly practice it a couple times a week. Maybe that comes a little bit more from me. It's one of the areas that we'll be doing today. And we talked about that after. That the power play is, it's hurting. But at the same token, it was much better Saturday night than it was Friday. And we had our chances. We just didn't, put in the back of the net like, Cornell did. And recently that's the way it's been going. But that can all change in one weekend. And that's what we're hoping.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is also, the schedule says it's your last 2 home games,
Yep.
regular season. So you got to say goodbye to a lot of seniors.
Yep.
What does senior night mean to you, and does it affect you at all emotionally?
Yeah, it does, because we're losing 9 seniors that are a huge part of our program and have left a lasting impression, whether they've played 17 minutes or they've played 170 games. I've always felt that way. And these guys have been excellent guys. They've stayed, which is impressive. They've done extremely well in the classroom, and they've been great in the community. So with this class of 9, and they've been, honestly, since they've touched campus, they've been the hardest workers.
Is the ceremony, is it after the game?
It's after the game, yeah.
Now, how does that affect you when their families are there and all of that?
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
No, it doesn't. Once you get in the game, you're in the game. And
No, I mean after the game. When they're
after the game?
When you're having the ceremony.
I just kind of like it's for our staff. We just kind of sit back and enjoy the moment. It's fun to watch them be honored. Be quite honest. This isn't about the coaching staff, or my feelings. This is about them, and it's nice to see them acknowledged by the people that support our program, who come out and see us, and really appreciate that they do that.
Talked to a couple of seniors before the season started. Kupski was one, I think maybe Cole, and they said this class has been waiting since their freshman year for this year to come up and for them to stick together. It's a very large class, and like you said, nobody left. With that in mind, how much urgency is there for them, and do you expect them to communicate that to the younger kids? I think we brought this up before, but how much are they going to kind of be part of the motivation process, because this is their swan song?
Yeah, as far as the banquet speeches about I'm a senior now, and to you juniors, seniors, and freshmen, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, it goes by fast. Trick. That's kind of old. I think you don't realize it until you're a senior. You know, we always talk about you only get the 34 games in your senior year. That's all you get. And then if you're lucky to move on and get some more, that's up to you, how far you want to go. So now we're going to find out.
Last thing for me, any lingering observations from the first time around with Harvard and Dartmouth?
Yeah, I just finished up with Dartmouth, and they played really well this past weekend. They were going up and down that sheet, and again, they're a big, heavy team that has fast and has skill. Like, they're a really tough matchup. We're going to have to really be, not only for them, but Harvard, which is another highly skilled team that I know lost their goaltender, but this one came in and, I don't know, why would he let in a goal or something?
Goalie of the week.
Goalie of the week. Well, there you go. So that's usually the case, right? So they're obviously playing really well. So in a power play, I don't have to tell you guys and ladies that it's pretty darn good. So, and arguably to me is one of the top 3 best players in the country in Adam Fox. So, you know, it's gonna be real tough for us this weekend, but that's what we want.
What's in front of this team with 2 games left in the season, and how important is it to keep home ice?
Oh, it's important to us. Obviously, we want to play in front of our fans if we can. So we love playing here. Home ice is an advantage. It is. So we're excited to get after it this weekend. We control our own destiny here, so we'd like to get after it.
The post game on Saturday for senior night is going to probably take about an hour and a half. We got 9 guys in this class. Are you getting signals from them that you can tell they know that they're getting toward the end and that there's some urgency, that they're either communicating verbally or otherwise to the rest of the team?
I mean, no. Obviously, they're taking it day by day. These guys are, he's been my teammate for 2 years. They take these things seriously, right? So they're not really letting anyone know that they're about done. As far as I'm concerned, they got plenty left to go. So no, there's not really been that type of vibe in the room at all. You know, we're all still headed towards one goal, and it's all we see.
Has this team put it together yet in the league?
I feel like it'll be a tall telling sign. I mean, time will tell. Obviously, we've had our struggles in the league as compared to out of conference, but you know, I have a lot of faith in this team. I love the push in this group. So it's hard to ever bet against my own team. I will never bet against my own team. So obviously, I believe we can beat anyone, and anyone in our league, out of our league. So I'm not too worried about it.
There's been a theme ever since the league season started about the consistency or lack thereof that this team has had in the league.
Yeah.
Have you been able to put your finger on why that has been such a problem?
It's a loaded question. There's a lot of factors about a lot of things that you could look back at and say, what if this, what if that. There's no sense in looking back at this point. We can learn from what had happened. We can move towards the present, and that's what we're doing. We're taking it day by day, and as far as I'm concerned, when this team shows up, we're a difficult team to play against.
Coach was saying that he thinks this team is better than your league record indicates. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, 100%.
We asked him this too. Is it frustrating to know that you have a better team than what you guys have been able to ultimately put in and wins and losses?
Absolutely. When you look at the group we feel we have in the room and the talent we feel we have in the room, it's obviously frustrating. We know how good we are in that room, and when we're on and when we're playing and we're going on all cylinders, how dangerous we are. So it is obviously frustrating to not necessarily have the results that you could have wished for. But with that being said, we still got games left. This is a long year. This is a very long year. It doesn't matter. What happened in the past does not matter at this point. We're all together. We're all going towards one goal. That's all that matters.
Does it make sense to not even think about the frustration now then?
Right now we got to come together. I don't think being frustrated over the past is necessarily something that's gonna be good for that. I think we're taking steps in the right direction, and we need to take it. We need to keep moving forward positively, and that's what we've done. And obviously, it's like I said, it is frustrating looking at our league record. We're aware, but there's nothing we can do about that now. It's time to focus on the battles ahead rather than the battles that are behind. All you can do is learn from them.
We say that, it's a long year, but there are only 2 more games left of the regular season before you head into that tournament play. So what do you want to see out of your team this weekend heading into the games that really ultimately matter now?
Obviously, we want to catch some momentum here. Play the right way. Come out with some wins, ideally, right? So, but yeah, this will be a big weekend, obviously for home ice in terms of that. But we want to catch some momentum, go in the right way, get the team going in the right direction. It's a lot of teams. If you can catch fire at that right time, and we know what we have in our room. We could be as dangerous as there can be. So we're gonna be looking to catch some momentum, playing the right way, pushing the pace, playing with a lot of speed, and trying to get to our game, and making teams play our way and not necessarily the other way. So that's kind of going to be what we're looking for. We want to build some momentum here and get geared up for playoffs.
That was kind of answers my question, which was Rick was just saying he thought you guys played better last weekend, losing 2 games, than you did the previous weekend, scraping together 3 out of 4 points. Is it more important for you guys to just get points hook or by crook this weekend, or play well and figure out a way to carry that into the next round, whether you're on the road or whatever the scenario is?
Well, the ideal situation is we play well and get the win.
Right, there's 4 choices here.
Yeah. So obviously that's the ideal situation. So that's what we're going to be pushing for. In terms of which is better, to win and play bad or lose and play good, there's each either or, bittersweet, right? So I'd rather play well and just win. That's kind of the goal here. That's what we're going to do.
That was choice number 1.
Yeah.
So I guess it's pretty much etched in stone what you guys have to do this weekend, right?
Yeah, sort of control our own destiny a little bit, so we're looking forward to that.
What is this team? We talked about consistency that we're all blue in the face. And Rick was actually saying that he thought you guys played better last weekend than you did the weekend before when you won and tied. Where's this team at right now?
Yeah, it's sort of interesting. I don't know, just sort of the way, just sort of trying to follow along with our process, and then the results have sort of been not always sort of following along. So we just believe that if we keep sort of sticking with that and playing sort of the right way, the way that we want to play, that the results are going to end up in our favor this time of year, which is when it gets important now with the last weekend and then playoffs right after it.
As a senior, are you worried at all that Saturday might be your last home game here? That could happen.
Yeah, I guess it could. That's not the plan for us, obviously. So we're going to do everything that we can, obviously, on Friday night and then Saturday night to make sure that this isn't going to be our last one here.
That said, what do you remember about Harvard and Dartmouth last time? And obviously Harvard's power play, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
4 for 5 against you guys.
Yeah, Harvard, I remember that. The special teams battle sort of didn't go our way there for sure. And then Dartmouth, I remember there wasn't too much going on, and then it was 1-1 for most of it, and we got one late in the third that sort of ended up making the difference for us. But I don't know if it was one of our best games, so it sort of goes back to the point earlier on, just sort of the results being sort of shaky with how we've been playing. So hopefully we can we need a full weekend this weekend to put together.
Do you see any confusion on any of your teammates? Why are we playing like this? Why aren't we getting more wins? Do you see that?
I'm not sure. I guess sort of just we go through the video and you sort of see why you're getting the results that you are. Just little details here and there throughout games, and then it starts in practice, stuff like that. So just making sure that we can sort of limit those mistakes and be sharp with those little details, so that when it comes to the weekends, we're not missing little points like that change the result of games.
But when you see those things on film, are you seeing them repeatedly or not?
Some things that are repeated, that's sort of, I guess, where some guys tend to get frustrated, but at this time of year, there's not really any time for frustration. There's big games all the time, so you sort of have to have a short memory, learn quickly, and get on to the next shift.
What are some of the things you see on the tape that are not so good?
Just making things harder than they need to be. A lot of the time, I think that sort of covers a lot of the things, just making the game harder for ourselves, and then it comes back to bite us. in the end.
It's kind of unusual to have such a big senior class like this with 9 kids. How much were you guys thinking before the season started, hey, that this is the year that we was kind of building toward for all of us, and let's get something done?
Yeah, it's a big class all the way through. I know the sophomores got a big one there behind us also. So yeah, we take a lot of pride in just sort of doing things the right way for 4 whole years now, and looking to carry that into this year and then for the playoffs coming up.
What'll it be like for you going through a senior night? Have you thought much about it? Is it
A little bit. I'm not so sure yet. I'm not really sure what it's gonna feel like. Looking forward to it for sure. Obviously Friday night's a big test for us, so we have to worry about that first. But I don't know. I've talked to older guys and stuff, and they give you tips on how it goes and this and that. But I haven't thought too much about it yet.
could it be emotional for you or not?
Well, we're hoping it's not our last one here.
The
So
regular season game, you know it's the last.
yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of games at Messer Rink. It's been awesome. I know everybody. I can speak for our whole class and say everybody loves playing here at home. Makes a big difference for sure. So yeah. I guess it'll be a little bit emotional.
How many people are coming up?
I think my hometown will have a pretty good showing here. I know my family, a decent amount of friends, a couple of buddies will make the trip up for the last one here. So maybe around that, maybe a little less, but
It's not a
yeah,
big ring.
yeah,
20's pretty good.
yeah. So that's a lot of people. I remember some of the guys from years past brought up quite a crowd with them. So it's always a pretty fun night.
That sounds like Vecchione bringing his.
Yeah, he's the first person you think of for sure.
As captain, are you the one that has to get up on the mic and say something afterwards on Saturday? Or?
We'll see. We need to talk about that and
Yeah.
sort of hash out, I guess, who's going to do it, what exactly
Who
we're
gets
going
the
to
short
say.
straw, or-
We'll see what happens.
They'll win, but maybe nobody will want to talk.
yeah, but we'll see. So,
Or not.
Yeah, should be a fun weekend.
A lot of seniors don't. You look at different sports, they don't like to see the end is coming. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think we have a long way to go this season still, but I mean, last regular season home game, I'm excited. Obviously, it's going to be fun. A couple of league points. Haven't really thought about it too much, to be honest.
What are you thinking about?
Just sticking with the season. Obviously, this is a huge weekend. We're going to see where we end up. We want that home ice, try and climb as much as we can. So just focusing on getting better every day and getting prepared for Friday night.
Rick was saying he thought that you guys played better last week in losing 2 games than the prior week when you guys scraped together 3 out of 4 points. Is it more important for you guys this weekend to just figure out a way to get points for standing position, or to put together 2 good games, whether you win or lose, just to have something to feel good about going into the postseason?
Well, we obviously want to play well, so hopefully we can. That's our plan, to come out, play well, and get some points. Obviously, the points would be huge, but like you said, we played better but didn't get points than the week before. I think we want to play well and get some points this weekend, so that's our main focus.
You do control your own destiny, but if you win, you'll be home for the first round of playoffs. How important is that?
It's really important. I mean, you don't want to travel that first week if you don't have to. Home ice, get the fans, which help out tremendously with the game and all. And just being home another weekend, I think it's better on the bodies, less travel, especially with our terms. We're coming into the end of term, so it helps guys just get work done. But we definitely want to focus on getting these points and getting that home ice locked
You guys
up.
talk about that amongst yourselves?
Yeah, we definitely talk about the standings. We have a standing board in our room, so we always know where we stand. But we know it's at stake here, and we know that coming in this weekend, if we take care of what we can take care of, that we'll be happy with home ice.
This season, where you guys feel like you have a better team in your room than maybe your record indicates, it could potentially be frustrating. But heading into this final weekend, how important is it to maybe shed that frustration and go in with a positive mindset?
Yeah, obviously that's seems to be a little frustrating, but I mean we don't really focus too much on that. We know what kind of team we can be when we play well, so we just really need to focus on each practice, especially today and then tomorrow, leading up to Friday, and we're gearing up and we're ready for Dartmouth. We had a kind of a weird game against them last time we played them, and they're a good team. They're fast and they're heavy, and their goalie played well. So I think we're excited and we're preparing heavy for Friday night. We kind of just solely focusing on that, nothing else really.
You guys have gone through a bunch of 0 for droughts on the power play this season, and you're in the middle of one right now, 0 for 14 over the last 4 games or whatever it is. How much has the coaching staff fiddled with that unit specifically this season? And is it more this year than your other 3 years that you were here at all? Just change, whether it's personnel or how you're trying to set stuff up. Or
Yeah, we're definitely changing it because obviously when something's not working, you wanna change it, try and get some new looks, try and figure something out that works. I can't really recall my first 3 years on the power play. I know every team you always change stuff up throughout the year, but we're changing stuff up. I think we're getting better. We just gotta kind of, like our coaches have told us, we gotta focus on winning every battle on the power play, getting every puck, and especially when you have that extra player on the ice. You outwork a team, it's gonna help your power play tremendously. So we win those battles in the corners and we get pucks to the net, and we're hungry in front. It should help us a lot.
is that part of the problem during the current little stretch you guys have here as far as not winning puck battles?
I mean, can't really say exactly what the problem is, but obviously we need to finish, and that's just what you need to do on the power play, especially coming into getting closer to the playoffs. Special teams wins and loses games, and we've seen it here throughout the end of the year. Kind of sometimes our special teams have let us down, and it's resulted in losses. And we understand that power play is huge coming into this last stretch and getting into the playoffs. So we know we need to focus on bearing down on chances and scoring goals and making it a will.
Speaking of which, Harvard's got pretty much the best power play in the country all season, and certainly did damage against you guys the first time. Why are they so good? And obviously, and Fox's contribution to that is pretty obvious. But why are they so tough in that situation? What do you have to do?
They've got a great power play. They've had a great power play, top 5 in the country, I think, every year I've been here. They've got a lot of good players on it. Obviously, they have pretty good D-men to work the puck. But we just got to focus on taking everything away from them, getting them out of their set, getting them out of what they're comfortable in. So we just really got to get in, move our feet on the forecheck like we've been doing all year, and kind of disrupt what they want to do.